Let's go then. Welcome everybody to In the Stiffs, where you're back in action. Sort of. This isn't the start of a new series, but this is a little bit of a preview. As always, we've been super strategic with it, and we've done months of planning, and we've decided, we've set out an agenda, and we're going to do a season 5 preview today ahead of building up to season 5, which is going to be massive. We'll have a quick catch up with what you two have been up to. Dave, let's start with you, because I think Gav has had something quite big happen to him, and he's probably not going to get word in for after 20 minutes. So you start us off, Dave.
It's been a prolonged absence, isn't it?
Let's be honest, this preview really is a bit of a posh way of saying we need more time to prepare.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
Well, we've spent the first 10 minutes doing the same jokes about the microphones, haven't we? Which we did in Series 1, and we're still doing now in Series 5, so it's good that we've progressed.
Mate, I've been there and changed, so like...
What have you been up to, Dave? Oh, don't tell me. Hold on, let me just have a look. Play a bit of golf?
A little bit. I'm getting decent now.
Is that time of year?
Are you decent? What's your handicap?
Down to 5.
His hand, maybe his hand, his neck's not great either.
That's good, that, isn't it? What's yours, Gav?
I actually saw Gav at a golf day not long ago.
I knew you were going to say.
I've heard about that. He's been secretly practicing, hasn't he? He's trying to me and Gav have always been together about golf, going, if you go and play golf, Dave, we'll have a drink and we'll catch up afterwards. Now, but I've heard on this sneakily. Gav's been
no, it's nothing like that.
At golf, you obviously, you're past people a lot on the course, so going on different holes, and he wasn't playing with my group, but every time I walked past him, he was just on the phone, not a golf club in sight, mate, just walking away.
I turned up, and obviously...
So you didn't have any
I had my bats, I had my bats with me. I say it to Dave every time, because I don't turn up with golf clubs, because I don't play golf.
So you turn up at the golf club for a round of golf with no clubs.
Yeah, I'll go with Jamie. Who was I with this time? Ali, my goalkeeper coach at Brackley. Jamie and Kev. So it was for the charity, wasn't it? For the football club. It was Basin Hill, that's it, yeah. Brilliant day, but turned up, and I just take their clubs. I just go, what number am I using? And they tell me, and then I just swing it. And
it looks like Jamie's his caddy.
It's me on the phone, and Jamie's walking. I'll make him walk behind me, so it looks like he's my
puts his arm out, he's like 7 iron.
Oh yeah, I get hammered for it all the way around. Dave's pretending like he doesn't know me. Dave. All right, Dave. Why is he not saying? Can he not hear me?
No,
why can't Dave?
Gav's going to get me kicked out of my golf club.
Dave get his ears tested. He keeps looking the other way.
He wasn't happy because it was a hot day, and he was told it was 9 holes. He goes, "I've got time for 9 holes." He turned up. It was 30 degrees. And he kept saying, "Gingers don't do well in the sun."
You're not good in the sun, Gav.
Oh mate, I was in a world of trouble because Jay had basically said to me, "Look, it's 9 holes." I was like, "Mate, got a bit of work on." He's like, "Look, come on, it's for charity. Let's do it right. It's his son's team and all that." I was like, "Right, all right, we'll do it. No problem." Got there, and Dave was like, "Enjoy your 18 holes." I was like, "I'll enjoy 9, mate." He's like, "No, it's 18. So then I'm obviously fuming, and then the sun just kept hitting my massive forehead. And before I knew it, no one had any sun cream, so I was hiding in the shade under the trees half the time on my phone,
trying to sign players.
But do you know what I will say? What's it called? Texas
Scramble.
Is that what we played? Wasn't it? Right. So we played this Texas Scramble. So a lot of listeners will know, but obviously an idiot like me and you, we haven't got a clue.
But I'd like to argue with that about idiot. I haven't got a clue what you're talking about.
So basically, when you tee off, there's 4 of you, and you have
to get the ball in the hole.
Yeah, you've got to do that. But you've got to take at least 4 of your tee offs. Is that right, Dave?
Yes, 18 holes. So you have to have 4 each, and then there'll be 2 left over for anyone to take.
So even though I'm going to hit mine, it's going to smash into the ground and go into the bush to the left of me. We've got to go on at least 4 of my tee offs. But before we'd even got to the 9th hole, drilled it straight onto the 4-way 4 times. No problem. Honestly, I think by the 7th hole, we'd taken my 4 because they were just flying. I hit one and the wind caught it and it took it round the corner straight onto the fairway. And then the problems start then. The first one's fine, but after that, that's when the problems start.
We should why don't we have a little game then?
Oh, mate. Dave would not enjoy that.
We have got a golf day potentially coming up, haven't we, that we're going to be organising. So it's
going to be amazing.
Yeah,
it's on a school day for me, though, isn't it?
Oh, he's going to do that thing again about work.
Well, we'll see. Because I don't know. I mean, I'm naturally athletic and I've got good hand-eye coordination. So, I mean, what you?
It depends which eye you use.
5, yeah.
It's maybe first game, so I'd probably go 7.
Honestly, I can't
what you gonna
wait.
go, Gav? What you gonna go?
I'm about a 2.
Yeah,
Yeah, about a 2.
So you're 2.
If you're a 7, I'll be a 6.
I mean, like third. Oh, you mean when we play?
Yeah.
Oh, right, no, I just mean like when I'm practicing. No, obviously I'll be a 5, the same as Dave.
Mate, I can't wait to see you play. It would not, Dave. You would just have the worst day, wouldn't you? It'd be so boring for you.
Long.
Yeah. Honestly, right? Because when I'm bigging myself up to say, "Oh, I was unbelievable," those first 7 holes. The other 3, I'm not even joking. One of them, I've swung. I've hit the bottom of the club has hit the ball. It snapped the tee, bounced up over my own head, and gone into the bush behind
Gilmore.
me. Yeah.
That's hard to do.
That'd be an insult to Happy Gilmore.
Because Dave, you're going to be, I presume, super serious, aren't you?
No, I love golf. The main thing I love about golf is, unlike Gav, I put my phone in my bag on Do Not Disturb, and I have, if it's 9 holes, 2 hours, if it's 8 holes, 4 hours, with your mates, switching off.
Can I be honest?
Are you laughing and joking?
I had there's a bit of envy when I see you do that. When I see you do that and you go, right, I'm going to spend a bit of time. And I know you check it because obviously you've got family and stuff, so I get that. But there's definitely a bit of envy with me that makes me want to go towards golf because of that. Because I see you do that, and I'm like you say, because we're businesses to run and all that. Football, especially this time of year for me, and that's what it was. It was the football season, isn't it? But it's
yes, genuinely my time to switch off, and I love it. Always go for it.
Laughing and joking, like
yeah. You obviously get frustrated if you're not playing well and stuff, but you always.
I don't know whether you do. I don't know. It's going to be fun.
Do you know what I'd describe Dave as? The one player in history I would describe him as Kevin Sheedy.
Eh?
Plays left-handed.
Oh, right.
Like stunning to watch.
Would it be better if
aesthetically lovely
to compare him to a golfer?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. The only golfer I know is Nick Fowler.
Yeah, I used him.
Yeah. I know Weiger Tudds. I know him. There's no one I know other than that. But Kevin Sheedy is absolutely like every time I watch you strike the ball, I'm like, he's like Kevin Sheedy.
Yeah.
We digressed.
Like a Welsh Kevin Sheedy.
Other than golf, I've commentary, a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Business,
what's been the best game you've commentated on recently?
I would say probably the most exciting one was my second to last game I did this season. It was the playoff semi-final, League 2, Walsall versus Chesterfield. I did the first leg and then the second leg back at Walsall. The atmosphere was incredible.
At Walsall?
Honestly, it was unbelievable. And they managed to get to the final. Unfortunately for Sads, Matt Sadler, who's manager there, they didn't win the final, but they played really, really well in both legs. Off the back of a really tough season for them because they obviously started like a house on fire, then fell away, then last game of the season they had to win to try and get in the automatics. They did, but then Bradford scored in the very last minute, which meant they finished 4th, and then they regrouped for the playoffs. Won their 2
They've done
semis.
well off the back of that disappointment because they were 17 points clear in League 2 at the top.
Why didn't they just go ball matter though, Gav?
They did what not?
They should have just won the league, shouldn't they?
Wow, I don't understand what the problem is.
No point faffing about it.
I'll call him Sads. Why didn't you just win it? I don't understand.
Win it, and then you'd have to faff about it.
Yeah, you go on holiday, can't you?
Yeah.
I was on holiday when I saw the result of the final, and I was absolutely wounded because I actually thought that I was like, yes, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And then obviously Bradford, wasn't it, who scored the goal?
Wimbledon. Oh, on the last game of the season.
On the last day.
Yeah.
And then obviously they lost in the final. I was like, because I thought they'd done well to beat. Who did they beat in the semis again?
Chesterfield.
They
were flying as well.
That was an unbelievable win. Yeah. That's a great effort to come back from that disappointment.
Yeah.
And I thought they'd go on and do it then.
Yeah. That was a really exciting game. So been doing that.
What about did you not commentate on the final?
No.
Who did
I went to the final. Who did the final? Sam Parkin was the co-commentator.
He's not in your league, Dave.
Sam Parkin.
He's good.
How's Sam Parkin being picked instead of you for that final?
He's good, Parky is very good.
No, we don't like him, do we?
I've
never met him.
Played against him.
Never met
played
him.
against him, surely.
Is he centre forward?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never met him. Right. Never had a conversation with him. Never heard him commentate, but I'm fuming because he's done that final. Good player though, wasn't he?
Yeah, really good. Really good. Yeah, I had a game on Molyneux last week. First game I played in ages for
goodness.
A podcast, Wolves Fancast.
Love that.
So, but I didn't go on the podcast, don't worry. But they asked me to play.
My connection on my phone must have been because I was in Florida.
Yeah. But that was good fun. I've been stiff since. I did all right, mate. We won. So, But it was nice to play at Molineux again. First time I played football in quite a while, so that was good. That was it, mate. And then just been looking at Gav's holiday photos on Instagram.
Me stood in the shade again. Me in the shade and in the rain. There's only photos of me in the shade or in the rain.
Obviously, I didn't really want to bring this up, but is there any photos that really struck you from the holiday collection? I'm just thinking of one in particular.
Mate, if I have to go down the archives when you went 15 years ago.
T-shirt, Mickey Mouse T-shirt. Him and his wife matching Mickey Mouse T-shirt. I did get a little bit of sick of me.
Well, all of us, all the family. You got to get involved, Sam. My socks had little Mickey Mouse on them as well. I even had someone bought for me as a joke a Mickey Mouse white hat, but obviously because I needed to keep it off my forehead, get the hat on. Oh yeah, I went full on.
You looked quite grumpy when it was sunny though, didn't you? Then there was one where there's a storm, mate, and you were like a kid, mate, buzzing.
The problem I've got is I'm like Mr. T. I need milk before I get on the plane because I'm not a great flyer, and then I'm not because I'm out of control, aren't I? The turbulence on the way back was 2 hours of. I'm not even joking. The pilot came over and he went, yeah, appreciate that a few people might be concerned. Just want to reassure you, the plane can cope with far more than what's going on now. We see a little bit of weather coming from the right-hand side. We've only just dropped 50 feet and gone up 50 feet and left. We've gone no more than 60 feet in terms of being pushed away. And I'm literally eating my own arm. And I'm all over the place. So that was the start. Then you get there and I'm not even joking. It's even Enrique Iglesias, he'd stand in the sun out there and it'd just fizz his skin. Do you know what I mean? He'd be stood there and just like, at one point we went in a shop and I was just, because of the air, just to get the air conditioning, it was the hottest summer they've had for like 16 years. Brilliant. So that was great. And then obviously I've got to wear Mickey Mouse T-shirts everywhere, but which I love.
You don't have to. You don't like.
I loved it. I suggested it. I was like, we're obviously all wearing Mickey Mouse T-shirts.
I agree. You get involved, don't you? But the fine line between getting involved.
Oh, I was there. Me and Mickey, Minnie. I was right in the mix. Kids were I was trying to keep the kids out of the pictures. It was just me.
Like I remember when I went. Like obviously when you're taking the kids and you're queuing up to meet Pocahontas and all that and see the kids, but there'd be like couples, like adults, like 35-year-old people, like 35-year-old man and woman, queuing up to have their picture taken with a woman dressed up as Pocahontas.
Yeah.
Now,
did you see that picture of me and Holly?
I mean, each to their own, isn't it? Is that a bit odd?
There was a few couples out there, like you say. You can tell that the girls probably love Disney all a lot. The lads going along with it, and like you say, they got the T-shirt, and you're like, oh, where are the kids? You've lost your kids. Where's your kids? Yeah. And they're like, oh, we're not coming with any kids.
Are the kids loving it? No, it's just me now. All right.
Yeah, no, in our defence, we because of the kids, we just went full ball on it.
Do you have the ears on one of the pictures?
No, I didn't have the ears on. Not in the. I took them off for the pictures. I had them on the rest of the time. But it was an incredible place.
I'm going next month, so I'm going to have to tell my wife to like keep the camera away if I'm wearing any Mickey Mouse
I've got all them T-shirts you asked for. I've got them folded. I've got them washed and ironed by the door for you. No problem. Yeah, unbelievable place. I could never afford to go as a kid, so I just thought, we've been saving for 5 years now.
I've never been there, so we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, amazing place.
It's graft though, isn't it?
Oh, it's full on, but we had the most extraordinary time. But it is like fair play. Our kids didn't moan once. We didn't get one moan the whole time. Honestly, in queues for like an hour and a half, walking around everywhere, boiling up. Didn't have one like credit to them. They were brilliant. But it's cheap out there. That's a good thing. Flipping it. I was like, let's on the third day. I was like, because a Starbucks out there, because 7 of us, because my oldest boyfriend came as well. Few didn't put his hand in his pocket once. And
I spoke to him. He said it was cheap.
He's the only one who understands. The rest of them stand there with their hands out, and he's like, "Shall I get this one?" I'm like, "No, mate, you're all right." But then it's like $60-$70 for us for a Starbucks. So in the morning, I'm going, should we all have a coffee before we go? Yeah. And we bought some croissants from Walmart around the corner.
Take some ham sandwiches.
Yeah, to be fair,
I see myself for Starbucks underneath the Cinderella castle.
Anyone who's going, you've got to take packed lunches because it saves you a fortune. Like we had we just took wraps everywhere and like little snacks and stuff.
So you're walking around with your Mickey Mouse T-shirt, your Mickey Mouse socks, your Mickey Mouse ears with your packed lunch.
A rucksack full of packed lunch, yeah. And I'm then sitting on the wall with pale white skin. It freckles everywhere, eating in the shade, eating my cheese sandwich. I was like Compo from Last of the Summer Wine. That was brilliant.
What have you been up to, Sam?
I was working. Obviously, I don't have the lifestyle you two get checked all over the place. So I've just been graphing all the time, haven't I? Just working, making it.
When does your 7 weeks off start?
Anyway, back to Gav.
Love that, Dave.
Just quickly, you mentioned Florida. I think something else quite big happened, didn't it, Gavin?
I don't know, I can think. Yeah.
So we're going to do a bigger episode on this, aren't we? But it was quite amazing achievement, wasn't it, in all seriousness, winning the Conference North. Massive achievement. I was there for the final day. Dave wasn't there. Obviously.
Yeah, Dave couldn't be bothered to come.
Yeah, Dave was like
working, playing for Florida.
Dave said he'll probably won't get promoted and come to the playoffs. I knew that you'd be promoted.
Yeah, I heard you said
Just
that.
tell us a little bit. I mean, we'll touch on that more in another episode. But what
obviously,
what was that like?
Obviously, like
Before we start, the situation going into it, in terms of the teams in the mix, what the points were, because that final day was pretty.
Yeah, so really quick, we knew our last 6 or 7 games were going to be very winnable. So we'd sort of planned that, look, if we're going to be at our best, all of our injuries, you remember we had those big injuries, they were starting to come back. So we felt very confident going in, but it was going to be really tight. And then we got to the last day, and there was ourselves, Kidderminster and Scunthorpe. And obviously, we're already in the mix. The fact that we're already in the mix with those big full-time clubs, bigger resources, finances or whatever, full-time, it was... I don't really buy it. So I'm like, obviously publicly I've got to say that, but I'm just like, we're here to win. Like, forget all of that, all of them excuses, all of that. So yeah, going into the last day, it was us and Kidderminster on the same points, but they had superior goal difference. So if they'd have won, I think we had to win something like 9-0. Get 9 goals.
They just had to match your result.
Yeah, they had to match our result. And then Scunthorpe needed us both to falter. And then as it was on the last day, we'd sort of got into our groove really quickly. We were 4-0 up at half time, flying. Players were unbelievable, brilliant atmosphere. And all of a sudden, we'd got a corner. And as we'd got a corner, the fans behind the goal started celebrating like we'd scored. And I was like, all right, like, we're playing all right. Like, it was almost like a sarcastic, we've got a corner. Like, we've been absolutely all over them. And then it came to me, and I'd basically said to all the side, I don't want to hear anything about the Kidderminster Southport game. I'm not interested. We've got a job to do. Let's be professional, do our job. So I've sort of looked round, and all of the lads are just staring at the floor. And I was like, something's not right. And then I'd sort of clicked, right, okay. So then Jay come and stood next to me and went, Southport are winning 1-0. But what did I say to you? I don't want to hear it. But secretly I was thinking, oh my God. So I was like, what did I say to you? I don't want to hear it. Like, I don't want anyone talking about it. Like, concentrate on what we're doing. Let's win our game. But then you're 4-0 up at half time. Yeah. So the game's done. You go 5-0 up.
That was mad. So at half time we were there, and I'm in the bar at half time. And your game now is completely irrelevant. Like, it was 4-0. It was a massacre, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, but when you Kidderminster were getting beat 1-0 from Southport, so it was like, you need to try and get the game on in here, because the game that's happening on the pitch is irrelevant. It's pointless. No one's watching it. Everyone's on their phones listening.
You'd have gone in and watched it, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Gav's trying to be all like, he's shouting, but really he's looking behind, and everybody on the bench is just interested in what's happening elsewhere.
Well, we came out, and I was speaking with the I forget his name. I feel really bad now. Who's the goalkeeper that used to play for Middlesbrough? He was the manager at Farsley. His name's gone out of my head. Mental block. Absolute class act he is. Great bloke. I'm going to have to remember that.
I'll send him this.
Yeah. Yeah, terrible, because I feel bad. Because if I say his name, everybody will know who he is. But he's an absolute class act. And as we were walking out, he was going, "You're going to win the league today." And I was like, "Mate, don't say that. Like, we've just got a job to do today." And he knew, like, he's a brilliant guy. But as we were walking out at half time, all of our Stocks, me and Stocko, but he absolute class acting. I was like, "Stocks, don't say that, mate, please." And then as I was walking out, the fans started sort of clapping, "Come on, Gavin, come on, lads," and all that. But then the cheer became, again, this bigger cheer. And I was like, "I know I'm good. I'm not that good." And they were going, "Yeah, come on." And I was like, going, yeah, come on. Like, and they'd scored again. So by the time I'd got to the dugout, and I was like, I don't want to hear it. But then after 60 minutes, we're 5-0 up. And I've just gone, right, if you want to talk about it, but just don't talk to me about it. And then you'd made your way around to the dugout, hadn't you? And I was like struggling to contain myself. And then it went to 2-1. And my analyst, Strongy, was looking at me, and he was mouthing the score to me. So he was going, 2-1. I was going, oh no, there's like 20 minutes to go. It's gone to 2-1.
They were back in it, weren't they? And it's 2-1.
I was thinking they've still got to score 2 goals. But then one of the Southport players who wasn't in the squad was messaging our analyst saying, Kidderminster are gone. They're not going to score. And then, obviously, like, we were getting close to it. And then I kept looking at Sam going, like, because I was almost like, oh my God, like, this is hard to deal with. You know, it's a hard moment knowing that in the next 5 minutes you're either going to have won the league or you've then got another 3 games to play. And then, amazing.
Just coming on Twitter, wasn't it? It was like 86 minutes. It was still 2-1. 2-1 Kidderminster were losing in like 87 minutes, and you think, but you just know what football's like, don't you? You know, you don't want to say anything, and like everybody's looking, everybody doesn't want to say anything, and it's like Kidderminster had a shot.
Man City won the league, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Where the whistle went this time, and no one really knew. So people were running on the pitch, and everyone, and I was just going, I need to know for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not like, and then Strongy makes me laugh. My analyst, he's literally like, if he's happy, he's got the straightest face you've ever seen. If he's sad, he's got the straightest face. He just doesn't change. So he's like, yeah, we've won it. And I was like, say again. He's like, yes, it's over, it's done. I was like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, what? Tell me what the score is, and if it's over, he went, they've blown the final whistle, we've won the league. So I was trying to read the expression on his face, and I was like, and I said to him after,
Are you pleased about that?
Like,
did you have a bet on them?
Is that why you got no wrinkles? You just don't crack your face, do you? And like, so it was like what an achievement. Like for the football club, they've had like 7 years of getting in the playoffs. We got to the playoff final last year. You know, to come back from that, the players deserve so much credit. I mean, it's incredible, really. Yeah. It's incredible. Like to 92 points. You know, with all the injuries that we had, we got FA Cup. We got drawn in the southern section of the FA Cup and had to go down to Truro. Then we got drawn in the northern section and had to go up to Hartlepool, beat them in a replay. And then you go to Stockport with 13 players. I mean, you know, we could have come out and won that game. The lads were just unbelievable. So to come off the back of them injuries to key players as well was, it's pretty extraordinary stuff, all considered.
Yeah. My kids have been singing all summer. The Town are only part-time, but we've still won the league. Been singing that all summer.
Yeah, it's a regular in our house.
Well deserved, Gav.
Thanks.
I think everybody was buzzing for you, wasn't it? It was
yeah.
class. And what an opportunity now in the conference with some massive teams. We'll talk more about that.
Talk more about that. But thank you. Loads of people sent messages as well, so thanks to everyone. It's amazing.
Did Dave send you a message? Or not?
Dave sent me a lovely message just saying, what time's kick-off?
We did speak about 5 games before we met up, and I remember saying to you will win the league. I just felt like it happened because you finished last season ridiculously strong, and you've had all these injuries. I just felt like you weren't going to lose a game. You're going to win every game.
Yeah.
And you know what it's like when you're at the top. Like you were probably at that point maybe 4 points behind or whatever. They could get nervous, don't they? The big teams as well.
Honestly,
one man, there's a kid, was it Scunthorpe who were top, weren't they? And they had a wobble, they lost it. And did you win last 7 on the bounce?
Yeah, last 7 on the bounce. Do you know what as well? Like, and this is where like the staff deserve a lot of credit, because when we sit down and have
when you say staff, you mean you?
Yeah, mainly me. Yeah, I don't think they were in the room on this meeting. It was just me staring in the mirror. No, like when we like
4 mirrors.
Going agreed. Everyone agreed. Yeah, brilliant. Just things like the conditioning of the players. Like when they got injured. Last year we had no injuries. So as our physio, Aaron Lamley, he's obviously worked at Shrewsbury Town with Skitty and that, and he's sort of been, worked under Skitty for that period of time, and he's been with me since Telford and that. So he's my physio really now. And it's like he is, we had no injuries last year, so we had all of these plaudits, but then obviously it's football. So it doesn't matter how good you are as a physio, strength and conditioning, you're going to get injuries. And we had 5 key players come down and they were out 3-4 months. Our top goal scorer was out for 4 months. That's what makes it even more extraordinary. Yeah. But whereas has been brilliant is like, look at, we play very strategically, so it takes some time to understand how we play, even when we brought a few in this year. But then to get to that Christmas, we just know that we can bring them up and down on their loads. And I know I spoke on a podcast about this before, but that's where people like Az come in. And obviously, like, he can give me statistics, and I don't use them. I use them as a rule of thumb. They're not an absolute. But that's where, when we finish so strong, honestly, we said at the end of the season, our players could have gone on and played another 20 games. Like that. So it's not just, like you say, it's not just me going, like my bit's the game strategy stuff and the managing of the players. Jamie's about understanding, regulating the technical stuff. So he'll do all of that. Az has got his part to do. But so collectively, the staff were brilliant at regulating the players, but then the players got to buy into it, and they did. It's such a collective effort, like a football club, to bring all of that together. But that's where it's not, when we have that strong finish, like we did last year, this year, it's not just happened by luck. Like that's manufactured. We've done that.
And we'll talk about that in more detail, like the key ingredients. Think about your promotions at Wolves, and we had Sunderland and Shrewsbury and that, and talk about some of the key ingredients to getting promoted. Talk about that in the series.
Yeah, amazing.
Just quickly as well, just before the end of the season, Premier League season, Wolves picked up a little bit. Dave, happy with that?
Yeah, I was really worried about them around Christmas time. Yeah. Remember, they lost to Ipswich at home, and that was the first time I thought, they're in trouble here. It was a real disjointed performance, bit of a basketball match, had no control over the game. And I thought, and they were getting players like sent off. Remember this fighting with Cunha at the end of the game and things like that. So I was really worried, but then the new manager's come in and he's been like ridiculously good, like brilliant.
They win 4 or 5 on the bounce or something.
Yeah, it took them away. They won, was it 6, I think it was in the end? Might have been that many. Whitson, I'm sure.
They've been unbelievable. Do you feel like the 3 that went down were particularly poor, weren't they, in terms of points retention?
They made it easier for the likes of Wolves, Spurs, who got dragged down to that sort of level, Man U, but all those teams in around that sort of lower mid-table had it comfortable because they were so poor, which is sad. I really hope, not at the expense of Wolves, but I really hope one of the teams come up this year has a bit of a go, because if it carries on again and it's 3 times on the bounce that the 3 promoted teams go back down without a real fight,
Sunderland,
it's not a good place to be, is it? But Wolves finished the season strong, but they've lost Cunha. As we speak right now, it looks like they're probably going to lose Ray and Aït-Nouri. He's been heavily linked to Man City, and they are Wolves' best 2 attacking players. So in terms of creativity and stuff, so that'll be a big blow in how they replace them. But I think they can probably spend a bit more money this summer as well. So.
Isn't it funny that Aït-Nouri? I went to watch a game, and it was like a League Cup game, and he wasn't getting in the team at Wolves at the time, and they played Leeds at home. And I messaged Rob Edwards, who was at Luton at the time in a championship, and I was like,
ask if you could take him at Brackley.
Nearly got him in, just couldn't quite get his wage. But I messaged Rob, going, Rob, honestly, like this left back here, he went, I'll have a little look into him. But then I think 2 weeks later, he got into the first team, he was gone. But
he's unbelievable.
What a player!
Yeah, he's playing football in a cage, man.
Yeah,
just like unbelievable.
Literally no fear whatsoever.
Yeah,
amazing.
See, just touching on, I remember if it takes us back to our predictions, because I think, if you remember what we did at the start of the season when we all, I mean, I went Ipswich, Southampton
to win it.
Right, then I went Notts Forest, and they absolutely smashed it. Who did you go, Dave? Can you remember who you went?
I went Southampton, Leicester, Everton.
Yeah, you did.
That's slightly better than you, slightly.
I went Leicester. You got
Southampton. 3, so the same. But
well, no, Notts Forest nearly got in the Champions League. You went Forest as well, didn't you? Go?
No, I think I guessed it. Wait, can we look back at that? Can we edit that and just get like a little?
Have a look who Gav went. I think Gav went Forest.
No, I went Leicester, bottom.
Liverpool,
Ipswich. No, Southampton, Leicester, Ipswich. And to win it, I went Liverpool.
We picked Man City win it, didn't we? All 3 of us. Or do we go Arsenal, one of us?
Potentially Arsenal.
I think that might have been you, wasn't it? Arsenal.
It's going to be interesting next season, isn't it? Like you just said there, like Sunderland coming up, but they're going to find that hard.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Sunderland, on being, successfully earning the right to get 10 points next season.
Well, obviously, because you played in the Premier League for Sunderland, but being a Geordie, where's it sit with you?
Come up.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000,000%.
Like,
yeah.
You want them up.
I don't mean that. I mean, like, what's your feeling around them? Because obviously Geordies will be like, I'm not interested. But
yeah, because I played for them, I feel a little bit different. I mean, it's hard for them, isn't it, being from Sunderland, because you wouldn't be from Newcastle, don't you? And when they go on holiday, people say, where are you from? They say Newcastle, you're from Sunderland.
Just, I'm a Geordie. Yeah. Are you a Geordie? And they just accept it and go, yeah, I'm a Geordie. Somebody says to me, they're a Geordie.
I go, oh, brilliant, where are you from? And they'll go like Hartlepool. I'm like, well, that's 2 trains to get there, to be honest. Like, you're not from Newcastle, But it's just what people do. It's in North East, everybody wants to come.
But you were right. There was I like Chris Wilder. I do like him. So I did want Sheffield United to do it, but I wanted Sunderland to go up just because of that derby.
See, Joe Bellingham's going to Dortmund, isn't it? Yeah. Sunderland fans are kicking off, going, imagine leaving Sunderland for Dortmund. It's like, yeah,
absolutely.
Imagine that,
dream of it.
It's the same in Newcastle. We all think, everybody thinks that. So they think Sunderland's the centre of the world. The same, isn't it? We think Newcastle's the centre of the world and the best team ever.
Well, he's a good subject, though, isn't he? Kobe. Does he call him Kobe or Kobe? Bellingham's brother.
Job.
Yeah. Kobe Bryant Bellingham. That's it. Yeah, Job. I haven't seen much of him. And you obviously hear people go, he's only there because of his brother, which can't happen, by the way. No, you can't play in the Championship just off the back here. So that's nonsense.
Powerful, mate.
But is he?
Yeah. Really
good player.
Yeah, he's good, mate.
Same build, same stature.
He plays very similar, to be honest.
Does he?
Yeah.
That's good. It'd be interesting to see how he comes through. And it'd be nice to see him do it as well, wouldn't it? Get him in the England squad.
Yeah.
If he's going to be that good.
Yeah.
So thinking about season 5 coming up, going to get some guests on.
Yep.
We're going to mix it up a little bit, aren't we? We're going to do some just the 3 of us. We're going to pick a topic, keep to that topic.
Yep.
Try and be as current as we can.
Current affairs. Which is his favourite thing? Stay current.
Get some guests on. We'd like our listeners really to come up with some suggestions for guests.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's sometimes tricky, isn't it? The logistics of it, isn't it? Like with, travelling around to people. We've got a lot of people who've agreed to do it, but people are dotted all over the country, and it's getting Dave off the golf course.
Can I say a few
me
of
out
the
of school
guests that might be coming on, that are open to coming on? Yeah, Mick Wadsworth. That's one that has agreed to come on.
System Agent Newcastle.
Yeah, he wants us to go to Harvey Nicks though in Leeds, so gonna have to get the right time. He loves a bit of Harvey Nicks.
He had some good stories when he obviously had coached some top players.
We've already recorded one as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
With a bit of a Shrewsbury legend.
Yeah, he's a Shrewsbury legend.
So that's good.
We'll get a few. And
Ex-Premier League legend.
It'd be good to get some, like maybe we've spoken about this before, from different backgrounds as well, isn't it? I think the problem with trying to get a current, Premier League players or something like that, it's difficult, isn't it? Because they're not going to say very much, do they? So we're very careful. We sort of once.
It's nice to get someone who hasn't got any ties, like the one we've spoken to. Shall I say this? Yeah, Nicky Hunt, who used to play fullback for Bolton. He's another one that's interested in coming in, ex-Premier League. He's got some brilliant stories. Already spoken to him. He's best mates with Kevin Davies, so they've got some great stories. So he'll be brilliant value. He's another one that's great.
And then if any of the listeners got any topics they want us to speak about, because obviously this is our 5th season now, we're running out of things to say. Exhausting some of the stories.
We can go back to some of the season 1 topics, can't we?
Yeah, why not?
Add on 10% on the stories.
Yeah. No, it's going to be like season 5 is like exciting. We're going to go back to releasing once a week as well, aren't we? Because we tried doing bi-weekly, but I think people have.
That's the plan. Witz doesn't like that idea, does he? Because he thinks that we're not.
It's hard to get us 3 in a room together.
Witz does have to do when this is done though. Witz does have to pull it all together in his defence.
But we had a great time with Question of Sport. We haven't mentioned on that quick.
Yeah, class. Amazing night.
It was a brilliant night, wasn't it? We weren't sure anybody's going to turn up. We were worried about like Joe and Ryan and Sam.
So explain it a bit, just in case anyone hasn't.
Yeah, well, obviously we did a Question of Sport. So I had an English team and a Wales team. Gav led the England teams with Ryan Lowe and Joe Hart.
That was my first championship of the year.
You read.
Just used to winning that.
Wales team with Jamie Tolley and Sam Ricketts. And as always with guests, we're relying on them to turn up, and anything can happen. Yeah. And lads aren't always the most reliable, are they? But they all turned up.
They were brilliant, weren't they? Sold out.
We sold out. We had a great time.
Amazing night.
We recorded it. It was brilliant. Yeah. Everybody was bang on it. Dave Cook got up, didn't he? Our old assistant manager, a little bit unsuitable.
Yeah,
that's a maybe edit.
Bit inappropriate, Cookie, but carry on.
Yeah.
Loved it.
But the guests were brilliant, weren't they, as always, giving up their time. Like, no one gets paid. No one ever gets paid to come in on our podcast. In fact, it costs them, because we don't have any petrol. Yeah. And sometimes they might even have to buy
we have recorded it, and we will be putting on YouTube. We've not done it before our live shows, but we thought it's really good, isn't it? It's so funny.
It's funny.
But it's just a bit of an effort to cut it, because a lot of it, or some of it, I should say, is probably not
anyone
good for the
who was there
domain.
on the night will know what we're on about. Yeah. But
But stuff that you'd say in the live show, and you wouldn't be like that in the live show. That's why it's important to come to them. But we have to try and edit it, obviously, to go out on social media, because we're 3 responsible young men, aren't we?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we will do more as well. We will do more live shows.
I think there's been a lot of, like, when I speak to people, they all ask when the next one is. So it'd be good to get listeners' feedback on and viewers. Sorry.
We want to do every old game show as well, don't we?
Yeah.
Blockbuster.
Blockbuster's definitely.
Obviously, Bob Holness.
You look like Bob Holness.
Yeah.
Big break.
Oh, big break. I'll be Jim Davison.
I'm John Virgil.
Yeah, obviously. Big break's a brilliant one. So we'll definitely do that. So if there's any snooker halls locally.
Yeah, all those old ones. Generation game.
Yeah, and it'd be a good idea to get listeners' thoughts, isn't it? And we'll try and get on guests to have that, because we've had some people I'm thinking of. Well, Ryan and Joe have both done the podcast, haven't we? Jamie hasn't, Sam Ricketts hasn't, but we keep Jamie Tolley for the live shows, don't we?
Yeah, great value, isn't it? Great value.
Golden ticket, isn't it?
I just love his clobber when he turns up. He still looks like he's 18. I love it.
Still thinks he is. Ripped jeans in a vest.
Brilliant. And do you know what was good on the night as well? Because obviously, like, Joe and Ryan will get a lot of adulation from supporters and stuff. They just seem to be relaxed and enjoy themselves, which is good, again, for all the people that attended. They made them feel like that. Everybody respected their space, and everybody enjoyed the night.
You can tell when they enjoy it, that they stay afterwards.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, someone of Joe's profile, you think he'd be ducking out quickly, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But he stayed for a good half an hour, 45 minutes after.
He nearly ducked out when Cookie got a little bit.
Yeah.
That
was
on
mid-show.
BBC when Cookie got the microphone, he thought that could be losing everything.
Yeah, had his hands on his face, didn't he? But it was a brilliant night. And like you say, with Series 5, we want to add in another live show, don't we? So we don't only just want to have the 16, is it 16 episodes it'll be, Wits? 20 episodes of Series 5, which hopefully everybody's going to enjoy on a weekly basis.
20 episodes we'll do over 3 years.
But we want a live show in there as well, don't we? So if anybody wants to help contribute to it and help sponsor us and, you know...
Oh, definitely, we need that. Forgot about that. Ask about that.
Yeah, the thing is, it's important to be transparent, isn't it? Look, we don't take a wage from it. We don't take anything from it, but there's running costs. So, look, we're all putting ourselves in there. So if there's anybody who feels like they can contribute or help out or want to support it and want to get their name out there and want us to mention them on the social media, or they want us to mention them on podcasts, or both, or they want to attach themselves to us as a one and only sponsor, then it's there. There's an opportunity. So we'd love to hear from people if they want to help and support the podcast.
Brilliant. I hope that whets everybody's appetite for Series 5 then. Thanks very much for listening.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, lads.
I'm looking forward to it.
Looking forward to the promotion episode.